So if you are tax exempt with the IRS, that means that you probably have something like a 501c3 or a 501c4 status. You're tax exempt, and that means that you're going to be required to file some version of what they call the Form 990 every year. There are various versions of this form, and which one you file is really dependent upon your gross revenue. So let's take a step back though for a minute, and let's talk about the idea of how do I know if I'm tax exempt with the IRS. The best way to look for that is to go to irs.gov and charity check and look up your group's name. And you'll find something in there or you won't. If you don't find anything by searching for in a number of different ways, like your group name or your city and state, then you may not be tax exempt. Another thing that you can look at is look in your old records and look for something called a letter of determination from the IRS. That will tell you if you're tax exempt as well. So that's a good starting point. When you set up your 501c3, your tax exempt organization, you would have told the IRS what fiscal year you're working on, you're starting on. So maybe you told them, or whoever founded your organization, told them that you were a July 1 financial year start. Maybe you're running on a calendar year with a January 1 start. Regardless of when your financial year starts, you want to make sure your bookkeeping system matches that, so that whenever you produce reports, you are producing them in a way that gives you the right information for that reporting period. Because if say your books aren't running on the same financial year as the IRS thinks, you might be reporting totals that don't make any sense and aren't accurate. So make sure you look that up. Now back to which version of the 990 you would file. It depends on your revenues. So if your revenues are under $50,000 a year, then you're likely going to file the 990N, which is a postcard. It's really simple. It asks for a few pieces of information. If your revenues are between $50,000 and $200,000, and your total assets are less than $500,000 in a year, then you're likely going to file the 990 Easy. And finally, if your revenue is over $200,000 a year, you're probably going to report on the long form. So all of those are required to be filed electronically. You cannot mail in paper copies anymore. So you'll want to kind of take a look. You can also, again, if you found yourself on that IRS website, you can see what you filed in the past to get a feel for what you need to file this year. Of course, there are exceptions to every rule. So I would really make sure that you check with the IRS before you file and make sure that your time periods, your financial year is the same as what the IRS is expecting. And quite frankly, I've called the IRS many times for charities that I've worked with, and they are really phenomenally easy to work with, and they're really kind. So don't hesitate to pick up the phone and make a phone call if you need to. Good luck. So don't go too far. Learn everything you need to know to be a rock star treasurer at moneyminder.com/resources.